GTM Podcast Vidhura The Wise EP06. Hello everyone. You are listening to GTM Podcast, continuing mini-series Buddha's Stories. Here we listen to stories of the Lord Buddha's past lives to gain a deeper understanding of Buddhist wisdom. In this series of podcasts, we will learn the lessons of Vidhura the Wise, the man who excels in truthfulness perfection. Before we begin, if you have not listened to the previous episode yet, we suggest you go back and listen to it first before you start for more understanding on the story. And one more thing, please subscribe, like, and share our podcast to support and help us continue the program. Now, if we are all set, let's begin our story. In the last episode, the four kings discussed whose moral conduct was the greatest. They could not agree, so they went to the Dhamma hall and asked Vidhura the Wise if he could resolve their dispute. Before a sage pronounced judgment on an issue, he will listen to the facts provided by all parties involved. So Vidhura asked the kings to provide the detail of their agreement. King Dhammakaya responded. The Naga king said that he abstained from anger. Therefore, his moral conduct was the greatest. The Garuda king said he abstained from killing. King Sakka said he abandoned the 5 sensual pleasures. As for me, I abandoned the concerns of the court life to practice meditation. Vidhura the Wise listened intently to the details with his wisdom and insight, which had been accumulated over countless lifetimes. He immediately knew the resolution. He said, Your Majesty, each virtue that you practiced was good and true. I see no lies here. All 4 virtues, withholding one's anger, abstaining from killing, curbing sensual desires, and abandoning life of luxuries are all commendable. The 4 virtues, when present in an individual, are like spokes that extend from the hub of the wheel. Practicing these virtues can lead to true inner peace and happiness. Vidhura the Wise pronounced each king's virtue to be equally praiseworthy. The 4 kings were delighted with the sage's judgment and praised him for his insight. Vidhura, you are brilliant and know the Dhamma. You have resolved this matter magnificently. We are in awe of your wisdom. After singing his praise, they each present Vidhura with gifts of respect and admiration. King Sakka offered him a precious heavenly cloth called the Dakula Pasatara, which is the color of a green lotus. The Garuda king offered him gold flowers with petals made of 1,000 different gems. The Naga king offered the priceless treasure of a crystal sphere, which he wore around his neck. And King Dhammakaya offered him 1,000 cows, an alpha bull, 10 horse-drawn carriage, and the taxes from 16 townships. After the kings made their offerings, they departed and returned to their palaces. When the Naga king returned to the underwater world where he lived with his astonishingly beautiful queen, Vimara Devi, she noticed that the crystal sphere around her husband's neck was gone. So she asked, My lord, what happened to your precious crystal sphere? The Naga king answered, My dearest queen, I listened to the Dhamma lecture from Vidhura the Wise, the son of Kunda in the city of Indapati. I offer him my crystal sphere as a token of my deep appreciation of his Dhamma, knowledge and great wisdom. I am not the only one who offer him a precious gift. King Sakka gave him a priceless celestial cloth. The Garuda king presented him with gems filled with golden flowers, and King Dhananjaya offered him various animals, carriage, and taxes from 16 townships. Queen Vimala asked, "Is he a lecturer of the Dhamma? Is that why he was offered so many gifts?" The Naga king replied, "Indeed, my queen. He is a great orator of the Dhamma. All 101 kings on all continents enjoy his lectures. They travel from all directions to listen to his teachings, and afterwards are reluctant to return home to their kingdoms. They are like elephants that are held captive by the beautiful sounds of a harp. His sermons are brilliant in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. Whoever listens to them cannot help but feel with great admiration. His knowledge of the Dhamma is beyond comparison." The Naga king continued to tell his queen the tales of his visit to Indapati city. Queen Vimala heard her husband generously praise the great sage and felt an irresistible desire to listen to his lectures. Will the queen's irresistible desire become a problem for the Naga king? The story continues in the next episode of Vidhura the Wise, the man who excels in the truthfulness perfection. Please subscribe, like, and share our podcast with family and friends. Until next time.